Grandfather. Now there has been a question, a good one, as they often are. The questioner lives in a mountainous region that has many volcanoes. And while you do not all live in places like that, you might visit them, or since there is new land being created all the time, you might just find that volcanoes will be closer to you than you might have previously thought. This does not mean you have to run for the hills anytime soon, but for some of you, you know that volcanoes are often your neighbors. So, the question was how to honor and acknowledge mountains and perhaps volcanoes, though the second part of that question was suggested more than asked. However, I will cover that. Now, most mountains on the planet react well to the color red, alright? And that is why when volcanoes erupt, that color is often seen or something very close to it. So then you know that orange will also be compatible with mountains. So if you like the color orange, that's adequate, but I recommend the color red. So, say you wish to honor a mountain where you live, alright, or where you are visiting, then this is what I recommend you do. First, ask for all the most benevolent energies that are available for you to be all around you and all about you. And of course, be standing on the land if you possibly can. If you are in a wheelchair, ask somebody to move your feet to the ground, and hopefully you will have something on your feet that is not too insulating, unless, of course, it is winter. But do the best you can. I will proceed as if you were able to stand. So, stand and face the mountain. If you cannot see, have someone aim you, alright? Or tap on you in some way so you know, gently tapping, which way the mountain is, alright? Then have that person step back at least 3 or 4 paces. 5 paces would be best. If they step back, then they can turn around and walk back. It would be better if they have touched you before you are ready to do these things, for them to look over their shoulder and step back very slowly, so as not to step on anyone or anything. Shuffling the feet has an advantage this way. But if you are the one who is stepping back, then it is all right to rotate to your left until you are facing the direction you need to face, and walk slowly 4 or 5 paces away. It would be better to walk a little farther away. Walk until it feels comfortable, and then stop and be quiet as best you can. Then, for you who are acknowledging and honoring the mountain, close your eyes and put your hand in this position. I will try to get it here so you can see it. It is the wand position. You have seen pictures of this before on the blogs and so on. Alright? And aim your arm towards the mountain, always remembering to keep your palm down. With your other arm, just let it hang loosely by your side. That's all right. While you're aiming your arm towards the mountain, then vision for yourself. Imagine the color red and hold that imagination, that color, you understand, in your mind's eye for at least a half a minute. Don't count, just make your best guess. You can do it longer. It's up to you. Then say, I acknowledge and honor you, mountain. Don't use a name given to the mountain by anyone, unless it is a sacred name, and you know this name. Just say mountain, that's good enough. I acknowledge you and honor you, mountain. You see? And I appreciate your existence and all that you do for all of us here on earth. That's all. Hold that position facing the mountain with your arm out like that, your right arm, for at least a minute, or as long as feels right for those of you who feel the energies. But if you get tired and you've been holding the position for a long time, then you can very slowly lower your arm, but maintain the position if you're feeling the energy strongly. After you have felt the energy fade, then you can nod towards the mountain, you see? Then rotate to your left a quarter a turn, all right? 1/4 of a turn. Shuffle, meaning do not leave the ground with your feet. Just shuffle about 2 or 3 paces to the left. Then make another 1/4 of a turn, a rotation to the left, and shuffle about 6 or 7 paces. Then rotating to the left, turn until you are facing the direction you need to go, and walk on with your life. For the next 5 minutes or 10 minutes, try not to have any conversation with anybody, avoid arguments, don't listen to music, just be quiet. If you want to walk around the area a little bit, you can do that, but it would be best not to wander too far away. The energy is there and you are still interacting with it, and it is good to do that. So you don't have to wander. For those of you who feel the need, though, you can. After 5 or 10 minutes, you can walk on with your life. Now, those of you wanting to honor a volcano, it's different. So, if you are perhaps living in a place where a volcano is erupting, whether it is above ground or whether it is below water, not if scientists tell you that there's a volcano building underground, but you can see nothing. There must be a physical awareness. If you know for a fact that it is below water, and you get some impression, all right, there's gas bubbles coming to the surface, there are regular small earthquakes like that, and you feel that it's all right, energetically, to acknowledge a volcano underwater like that, then you may. But otherwise, I recommend that this be a volcano, either one that is erupting and you are at a safe distance, or one that is not erupting, might be steaming, it might be what they call dormant, which just means sleeping. Either way, this is what you do. First ask for all the most benevolent energies that are available for you, to be all around you and all about you. Pause. You might feel the energy come up. If you do, wait until it fades a bit. Then do this. Put your hands in this way. Don't move your hands around. I'm just moving them, all right, so that you can see the position. All your fingers are touching, but your palms are not touching. You understand? So, face the volcano and say this. I am asking that you know that we appreciate your creation of new land for all the people, and we ask that you do so in the most gentle and benevolent way, that we may all live comfortably. Now, after you say that, but not before, after you say that, picture in your mind's eye the color blue, or if it feels better to you, but only if it feels better, the color lilac, lila as it is said in French, the color lilac, all right? Either one is all right. If you use blue, let it be a color like sky blue, all right? Nothing darker. And wait, as I said before, the energy might come up strong. If it doesn't, then wait at least a minute or two. Then, for those of you who feel energy strongly, you know always wait until the energy fades at any step. But if you're not feeling any energy for any reason, wait a couple of minutes, focusing only on those colors, one or the other. If you feel you wish to do both, then do blue first, then lilac. But if lilac comes up first, stay with that one only. If blue seems to be hovering around the edges, so to speak, let it be there, but stay with lilac. After all these things fade a bit and you feel that there is quiet, meaning the energy has calmed and colors are not so present for you, then make 2 side steps to the left without turning. But look down at the ground so you make sure you're not stepping on anyone. There might be animals there, and if they are very small, perhaps the many-leggeds, be very careful not to step on them. If they are there, especially if they are not moving, they have been helping. So, if they are not there, then make 2 side steps to the left. Then make a 1/4 rotation to the left and make 6 side steps in that direction, to the left, your left. Then, rotating to the left, turn until you are facing the direction you need to go, and walk on with your life. Again, for 10 or 15 minutes. Don't talk to anyone if you can avoid it. If someone insists that you say hello, or if you have a child there, you can just give them a gentle touch and say something soft and loving to them. And ask them to be quiet for a moment. Then you can sit down someplace quietly or relax. Don't talk. And after 10 or 15 minutes, you can go on with your life. That is how you can acknowledge both mountains and volcanoes. That was a fine question. Fedra. A fine question. Good life.